Hey there, internets. This is Kyle once again coming to you on day 24 of my journey from zero to $1 million here on the My Business Launch Secrets YouTube channel, where I am on, again, only day 23 of trying to get an online business launched to reach $1 million mark within a year. Please like, subscribe, and do all that fun stuff for YouTube's as you so see fit. I think I have a total of 2 subscribers now, so I'm pretty much killing it out there. But nevertheless, I wouldn't mind you guys tagging along for this fun little magical journey into the craziness of entrepreneurship. Today I had several things I've been just pondering about in my mind today is Monday, so back at my day job, doing what I got to do, dealing with the challenges of that job while still trying to at least keep my mind set on the bigger outcome that I'm trying to achieve with my business. Yesterday a couple things. So one is yesterday I talked about the kind of fallacy of people believing that there's kind of a quick way to shortcut a lot of the shortcut the path to generate, significant wealth and get rich quick sort of stuff. And, Gary Vee and Alex Hormozy that I mentioned, talk about this in some of their content, and that ultimately that type of thinking is what leads a lot of entrepreneurs to ultimately fail. And then a lot of them just give up and go back to getting a job because it didn't work out the way they thought it would, as opposed to keeping a more long-term mindset and understanding it's probably going to take you a lot longer than what you thought, but that's okay. You will learn and transform yourself in that process of getting to that goal that you have. But then on the flip side of that, I was thinking, I guess I was getting some more emails today from this whole ClickFunnels 2.0 launch, and today was like their affiliate day, which I guess they had a couple of guys that gave presentations about their success being ClickFunnels affiliates, and all that stuff kind of comes down to the sort of the idea that if you're coming into this whole online business, internet marketing thing new, like meaning you don't have any business that you're starting with, but you're just kind of starting from something from scratch, they often say, oh, well, don't worry about getting started because you can just be an affiliate marketer for somebody else's products. You don't have to come up with your own thing. You just need to learn how to do the marketing stuff so then you can sell other people's products. And they make it sound like, again, this is a really super quick and easy way to make a lot of money, make tons of money with ClickFunnels, or doesn't matter if it's ClickFunnels, but whatever kind of online marketing tool you want to use. And I've talked about it in the past. I have sort of studied that whole field or whatnot for kind of on and off for the past couple months, I guess. I've been just trying to at least understand like what the hell it even is, because up until 2 months ago I'd never even heard of it, I think. So but it is something I thought, as I talked about in a previous video, that maybe I should just do affiliate marketing, because then at least I can go through the process of creating a funnel and generating traffic and driving traffic to some offer or whatever. And I ultimately kind of decided against that, just because, again, I'm working with finite time, given that I have a full-time job and still trying to pull off this whole new business thing on the side, meaning nights and weekends. And while it's true that I would learn a lot in doing that, I would rather just learn a lot in trying to sell my own products than trying to sell somebody else's products, even though I might not make as much money in the short term. But again, I was just kind of thinking again about how, and I don't blame the ClickFunnels guys for doing this, but they're ultimately trying to get people hooked onto their software, which if you don't have anything to sell, then there's no point in you having a ClickFunnels account, because ClickFunnels is made to market and sell things online. So, they do tailor certain things for like people that already have businesses, existing businesses, whether that's an online business or a physical brick and mortar type business. And yes, you can benefit from learning how to use ClickFunnels and get more online traffic, etc. But again, they try to make it sound like it's super easy if you're brand new to all this to just get started. And so it's either like, be an affiliate marketer, so market somebody else's product, or something else I think I mentioned is they talk about, everybody's an expert in something, so you can probably create a course on your own relatively easily and maybe sell that just based on some experience you have or knowledge that you have. You don't have to be an expert in the traditional sense, just meaning you're a little bit more experienced in anything in life than somebody else is, and you could sell that knowledge. And while I don't disagree with that, I think that is true. I think the fact, though, is, again, if you're starting from ground zero, it's still going to be a freaking heck of a lot of work and probably a lot of time, and probably not making money for a long time before you can really get that type of business, either one of those, off the ground. Because on the affiliate marketing side, again, if you're starting with nothing, that means unless you're a type that's like interested in pitching offers to, friends and family just so you can get something rolling, I guess that's fine. Maybe you can make a few bucks doing that if your friends and family members want the thing that you're trying to market through your affiliate offer. Me personally, I don't want to do that. I do kind of have this rule, I guess you could say, for this whole business, that I want to specifically avoid intersecting anybody in my kind of personal sphere of influence, for a lot of reasons, which I won't get into right now. But so that doesn't really work for me, and I don't think it really works for a lot of people. Again, to just be putting something out that you're only personally marketing to your own inner circle, so to speak. So what do you have to do? You have to start building your own list. And again, there's different ways to do that, but none of them are easy or quick or cheap. You can maybe get 1 out of 3 of those or something, meaning if you've got the money, you can maybe spend a ton of money on ads and you can get quicker results. Of course, then you think about what's the actual profit of what you're trying to do, and it's probably very minimal. But maybe by doing that, you build a list, which by then you can start to leverage for future offers, and so that is a potential benefit. Or if you don't have the money, then you just have to realize that it's going to take time for you to build up that list, because you're going to have to do things like start a blog, start writing about stuff to try to get more organic traffic that will start to find you, and then you can market your thing towards them. So that's what's not so great about affiliate marketing, even though, again, I realize there's tons of people out there that make it sound like it's super easy and, you can become a millionaire in 30 days or something ridiculous. But, and then on the expert side, again, it's really the same thing. It's like, even if you have some valuable knowledge to share to the world, you still got to find an audience that would be interested in that. And again, it's the same problem if you're starting with nothing, and if you're not willing to direct market to your families and friends, then you still have to have some way to get your message out. So that was just kind of a thing I noted, that I find that annoying, I guess, about the whole online marketing space. Is there's just so much of that kind of messaging. And I get it. All those guys are looking to sell their thing. And what's an easy way to sell your thing is to say, hey, I've got the secrets to make you get rich faster, be able to quit your job faster. All the things that a lot of people with, your average 9-to-5 job are all probably constantly thinking about. So as soon as you hit on that nerve in people, they're eager usually to give you money to help them deal with that problem, right? Of course, it's only at the end, only maybe a month later after they've been trying the thing, they're like, oh yeah, this isn't actually going to take me 30 days. It's probably going to take me like 3 years. And constantly doing this, and that's probably what not what they were looking for, even though that is the reality for finding success in whatever field you go to. A second thing that I heard, again, this was like a short clip of a Gary Vee, some Gary Vee content where somebody, I don't know, had like just gone up to him at a conference or some event or something, and I think like the lady that was talking to him was saying that she is an engineer who with a master's degree, but like she just hates being an engineer and she doesn't want to do that anymore. But you know, she's scared of quitting that line of work, you know, because typical pressures from family and other friends who say, you know, because she's already devoted so much energy and time and money to get that thing, that she should keep with it. You know, Gary Vee's comments were, I mean, I guess about as expected from a guy like Gary Vee to say like, oh yeah, you should just totally, you know, freaking quit what you're doing. Don't worry about the money and time you put into it, because that's kind of already gone. It's already spent, so to speak. And the only thing that matters like right now is what do you do going forward and where you're investing your time and resources going forward. And that's the choice that you have today. And again, I don't disagree with that general message that yes, we can only make choices about the things we have in front of us. We can't change the choices we made in the past. And we should not allow the choices we made in the past to control our future per se. But, whatever, there is the realities of just living and supporting yourself. And if you have a family, supporting a family, and keeping to any other commitments any person might have, which do prevent you from sometimes taking drastic action. And this is definitely something I've toggled back and forth with in my own journey over the past, I don't know, I would say year or so, of kind of thinking, I guess, what do I want to be when I grow up, so to speak. What to say? I mean, I think that, you know, I guess at least the conclusion I've come to anyway is that being someone who does have a lot of obligations financially to support my family and a daughter with special needs and various other things I've got going on that do require me to have some basic things like have good insurance and have a good steady income coming in to pay the bills. That for me, although I definitely see myself taking some might consider drastic action at some point in the future when I'm ready, meaning quitting a day job and working for myself full time, I know that it is more prudent for me to take that in smaller steps, and thus is what I'm doing. This is the road that I'm on right now, right? Of doing this, you know, part-time, just during my free time, which, I mean, you could say I'm taking drastic action in the sense of, I mean, I pretty much don't do anything else in my life aside from work, spend time with my family, which is mostly like, you know, in the evenings after work and, you know, some on the weekends, go to church and spend time on my business in whatever form or fashion that takes. Like I don't, I guess you'd say I have hobbies, but none that I'm actively participating in, whether that's music, as you see over my shoulder, or anything else. I don't really do anything else. With any extra, you know, quote unquote extra time I might have. And as you may have noticed in some of my videos, although it's a little bit early in the evening right now as I'm recording this one, a lot of these videos I'm recording very late at night or in the very early morning hours, because that's just when I have the time to work on it. So you could say I'm taking drastic action in that sense, just that I'm trying to squeeze out as much as possible with the time that I do have available to work on this. Not to say I'm perfect by any means, yes, I still struggle with doing things that are a waste of time, and I do still need to work on that. But I think I'm getting better, and that's just something I'll continue to have to work on. But nevertheless, back to the Gary Vee video that I saw. I mean, again, I don't disagree with his statement. It's just the implementation of how you execute on such a plan. If you're unhappy with whatever your thing is in your life, right? You still need to kind of come up with what's the most sort of sustainable path forward. Again, keeping in mind that nothing's going to happen quickly. Because, in my own decision making, I know that even if I could save up a good amount of money, that I could sort of afford to live without any income for, say, 6 months, even say a year, just go crazy. I mean, I don't have anything near that kind of money saved up, but let's just assume I did. So therefore, if I switched over to working full-time on my business, which again, you still only have finite hours in a week, finite hours in a day. And again, I'm not some single dude that can work, 18 hours a day just on a business. Like, family is important to me, and going to church is important to me, and some just basic things that I would still be spending time on, right? And so with that limitation, I mean, obviously I would make quicker progress, I think, in my entrepreneurial journey, but I don't necessarily think that even if I was given time to do that over a course of a year, I guess I'm just not confident that I would have built up enough of a sustainable business to then propel me to actually start making good money after that. Again, I'm sure there's people out there that would disagree with me from here to Sunday in terms of saying, oh, if you just, anybody can get rich if you just have the time to devote to doing something online. There's a million ways to do it, blah, blah, blah. And again, I just don't. That's just not fundamentally true for the majority of people that are starting out doing this. Again, if I was like some born salesman or something, and so I do see this with some of these guys that are marketing some of this stuff. It's like, these are guys that were selling, I mean, Gary Vee even, like, I think his dad owned some liquor store or something, and like he was working in a store as a teenager, learning about just some basic dynamics of how you sell stuff and how you deal with customers. And I mean, many lessons could have been learned with some people who grew up in a business focused or entrepreneurial kind of family. And even if they didn't have their own business at an early age, they were at least like learning a lot of the skills and traits in their upbringing. And for me, and I think for a lot of people, that's just not the environment that I was raised in. So I didn't just innately learn a lot of those skills. And I mean, that's fine. I think I had overall a good childhood, so I have no complaints there. But it's just, you have to keep in mind that when these guys on the internet say, oh, this is so basically like, this is so easy, anybody can do this. And, buy my course and I'll teach you all the secret sort of stuff. Like, I mean, sure, maybe they could have, if they were in my shoes, making the money I'm making with my job, and they quit tomorrow and had a year to build something new, they would be making millions of dollars. Like, I'm sure they could do that. But that's really largely impacted by the skills and traits that they themselves have built up over a longer time horizon. Versus me, I have certainly a lot of skills and traits of my own, but not a lot of my skills and traits are necessarily conducive to building an online business and being very profitable in that. Not to say you can't learn those, not to say I don't think I can learn those. Obviously I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't think that was possible. But just, I understand, and I think everybody should understand, if you're not coming from that kind of background, it is going to take time. But the biggest thing, again, is you got to stick with it. Hold yourself accountable, or get an accountability partner or something, which is something I've kind of thought about. I probably do need to do, but for me, this is really my accountability, as I've mentioned early on in these videos that it at least, even though I know there's like, 2.5 people in the world, and one of those people is my wife, who will ever watch these things, it's the sheer act of me going through this and spending the 20 minutes or 25 minutes it takes me to record this, plus the time it takes me to upload it to YouTube. That action alone, taken every day, where I know I need to, basically have something to say related to my business, forces me to keep this at the top of my mind and keeps me focused on, again, making small steps every day to achieve this goal. And whether I reach it in a year, or it takes me 2 years, or it takes me 3 years, that's fine. As I mentioned yesterday, I think it is good to have pretty lofty goals, but not entirely impossible or totally unrealistic goals. That's why obviously I'm not changing my goal of getting to $1 million in a year. And we'll see where we're at next September time frame, September 2023, in terms of where we're at on the revenue front. For those of you keeping score at home, at this point I've incurred $0 in revenue because I haven't really launched anything to the world. So with that, I'm going to get back to doing just that and building out some more of my funnel pages and getting things going. After all that, in general, my feeling today is pretty positive, I think. Yes, I struggle kind of going up and down with, I wish it was really as easy if I could just be an affiliate marketer to do this thing or that thing. And man, I bet I could make, tens of thousands of dollars doing that thing. In less time it's going to take me to make that kind of money doing the path I'm on, which is more building my own business and finding the right audience for my business. But regardless, I've made that decision, and so I know I need to at least stick to that, at least see how this plays out. And if I need to go down a different path in the future, I'll do that with the new skills and traits that I'll have developed in the process of getting to that point. With that, hope you're all doing well, kicking ass, taking names. I'll see you next time. Peace.